So in this video, I thought I would try to do some different lighting setups using a small little LED light like this. Now, the reason I wanted to do this is because I feel like with a lot of lighting videos, they always start out with a pretty expensive light with one like COB, like single source light in a huge softbox, and they start at that point, but I feel like a lot of people either can't afford those or they don't want to buy one of those and then have it take up a lot of space in their office. If you're like me, you're in a smaller space and it makes a lot more sense to try to use smaller lights like this and just, try to make the most of what you have. Now, this obviously isn't the most inexpensive light. This is the Falconeyes F7. It runs about 150 bucks. And I think right now you can get it for 150 bucks with the little grid honeycomb, and it also comes with a diffuser. So for 150 bucks, you get a really cool RGB light that's also bicolor and it's really bright, and you also get a couple of modifiers with it. But if you're on a budget, I would say go for the Falcon Eyes RX8. So I'm going to be doing some different lighting setups using this little light. I'm also going to be using a $2 shower curtain, a window, and a 5-in-1 reflector. But let's get into setting up some different lighting situations, and I'm going to be using this little Falcon Eyes Pocket Light F7. So the first setup that I think I'm going to do is some really nice soft light to be a key light on me if I was like shooting the interview or a YouTube video like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Falcon Eyes F7 and set it up behind a shower curtain. But what I'm going to do is, since this is a very small light source, I want it to hit that shower curtain and make it into a very big light source. And the bigger the light source, the softer it's going to be on my face. So the way that I'm going to hang up my shower curtains is I'm just going to use thumbtacks. Now, something else that you're going to need with a light like this is obviously a light stand. But what I've found that works pretty well is actually a microphone stand with a boom arm, and I've been using that for a long time to use as a light stand to hold little lights like this to use as my hair light. I actually have one up right behind me right now. So as you can see, with just one little light and obviously some practical lights on behind me like that lamp, it's actually a pretty easy setup to do with just a small little light like this. And as long as you bring the light pretty far back and let it hit and spill onto that shower curtain and create a really nice soft light, you can actually get away with some really nice looks with such a simple little setup like that. But now let's move on to using a free light source, which is the sun or just natural light. What I'm going to do is open up my curtains and use my window as a key light. And what I'm going to be using this Falcon Eyes F7 for is a nice hair light. So obviously light that's coming from outside during the mid-afternoon is a daylight temperature. So what I'm going to do just to create a little bit of separation between me and the background is using this Falcon Eyes F7 and putting it more to a tungsten light and using that as a hair light, so it kind of creates some separation behind me. I see a lot of YouTubers using the window as their key, which is great, but I think you can add just a little bit more by adding a little bit of a hair light to your shot, especially when it's contrasting with the color that's coming in from the window. So I'm going to put this to a nice tungsten light and use it as a hair light just to create a little bit more separation. So as you can see, it's a really simple look to do. That's a very easy lighting setup to achieve if you're a YouTuber and you just want to use your window, because honestly, window light looks really good, but you can just add a little extra something by adding a nice hair light to your shot. But let's say that thumbtacking a shower curtain to your ceiling or sitting in front of a window is just not practical for the space that you're in. Let's say that you needed something that you could set up easily and take down easily and still get a nice, really soft light. First thing we're going to do is take the reflector part off of your 5-in-1 reflector, and what you'll find under there is a nice diffusion panel. And what I'm actually going to do is just clip the diffusion panel onto my mic stand, and then all you have to do is just shoot this light through the diffusion, and that's going to give you a really nice soft light. So that's a look that's very repeatable, and the setup and takedown process is pretty minimal, and you can obviously do a lot of different kinds of looks with that kind of a setup. So I think that's a really simple and efficient way to shoot an interview if you really had to with only just one little small light. Anyways, those were my 3 ways to light yourself using a small LED light like this. And as you can see, all we did was just use some shower curtains, your window, or just a simple 5-in-1 reflector, and we were able to get some some pretty nice looks, especially if you're getting kind of tired of just a shot like this where you have like a big key light and you're shooting in a kind of a dark room or something like that. And I actually think that it's kind of refreshing to see what you can do with a smaller light like this. That was my quick video on 3 lighting setups with super cheap diffusers. If you liked it, it'd be really cool if you hit the like button, and be sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me. Videos and playlists right here that you can check out. Thanks again so much for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Later.